to another edition of the Market Marauder Show. Reading the market one trade at a time. If you're new to the Market Marauder Show, it's an investment channel. Helps you to find the best deals in the market. That's something you're interested in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. Alright, so we're going over this watch list for this morning. I'm going to be going over some of the plays from yesterday, so let's jump into it. First off here, we have XPave. For XPave, they are up, they are bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. They're looking like they're going to be an early morning mover, up $1.11 in the pre-market, so that's definitely one to watch for. Price at them is $43.87. My price target for them is $44.42. Next on here we have ticker sign NIO, which is up in the pre-market as well. Price target that I have for them is $46.78, but they are up in the pre-market, up 38 cents to $44.95. So going to be keeping a close eye on NIO as well. Looks like that they're trying to go and retest this moving average 50 line, which is good. Still have a price target as $46.78. Next, we have ticker sign WORX. They are bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. $2.68 is still a price target for them. They're up 1 cent in the pre-market to start the day at $2.32. Next up, we have BTBT, which is starting off bullish this morning in the pre-market. They're up 28 cents. Price target I have for them is $11.25, but overall still looking bullish on BTBT. VWAP is right at moving average 10, and moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. So BTBT I'm going to keep my eyes on, especially as the price of Bitcoin continues to fluctuate. So BTBT will be one that I'm keeping my eyes out on. Going down here, we have ticker sign AHPI. They are still bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, and VWAP is above moving average 10. $10.90 is going to be a target price that I have for them. For today, going to be looking at the $9.20 level, and then going to be looking at the $10 level. So those are key resistances to look for AHPI. They are up in the pre-market, up 25 cents to start the day at 9:15. $9.15, but $9.20 is going to be a key target price. That's the moving average 10 line, and then the VWAP 14, which is at $10 even. Going to be looking at those two target prices to potentially get closer towards the end of the week, and then if they surpass those, looking at $10.90. Now scrolling down here, we can see Corsair Gaming is still bearish. They did have their earnings yesterday, so they are still on a bearish sideways trading, down 12 cents in the pre-market at 27.01. Next, going to be looking at BABA for Alibaba. They are bearish as well. Moving average 10 is below the 50, but above the 100. So Alibaba starting to bounce off of the moving average 100 line and trying to retest the moving average 50 line. So it currently is at the moving average 50 line at 197.19 in the pre-market, but I'll have to see if it can retest at 197.38, which is the moving average 50. Then if they surpass that, going to be looking at 202.07 as a price target for BABA. Next up, we have Roku, which is bearish as well. Moving average 10 is below the 50 and 100. 411.90 is kind of where they bottomed out at. They're currently at 416.94 and continuing to go down. They do have an earnings this week, so definitely going to be interested to see how they perform during their earnings. And I'll be going over it potentially during the live stream for the afternoon stream. Next up, we have ticker sign FUBO. They have earnings as well this week, but still going to be keeping them on my radar. 28.45 is their high, their week high. We can see that they bottomed out around 25.14. They're currently at 25.37. Which is down 62 cents from their close. They will have to go retest 26.45, so that's definitely a key level to look at for FUBO. Fubo TV is around this $26.45 level. Next up, we have DKNG for DraftKings. They have earnings as well. Key level to look at for them is going to be 49.22. That is kind of the convergence of this moving average 50 and 100 line. We could see that they have bounced from this low around $47.43 and continue to rally back up since then. But overall, going to be looking to see how DraftKings performs, getting closer to their earnings. Definitely going to be interesting earnings since sports are back. See how their numbers have increased since sports are actually back in session. Next, we have uh, I don't know. Let me finish the list, and I'll probably um I might suggest one. Depends on your risk tolerance as well. So yeah, that's a key thing. 58, 59 is a high for GM. So GM we can see is bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, but it is down in the pre-market, down $1 and 45 cents. So 58, 59 is still my price target for GM. They have earnings this week as well. Next is Disney, DIS. Um, they are down as well, so $170.92 is where they're down at, and in the pre-market, they're down to 172.70. So they will have to go retest 176.95, which is moving average 100. So that's definitely a key target to look at for them. Next up, we have ticker sign mRNA, which is bullish. They are up in the pre-market, up $7.10. So definitely take a look at this one, ticker sign mRNA. If you have one that you're saying, potentially YOLO stock today, I would look at this one, mRNA for options trading. Potentially, it is going up like crazy, and I think it continue to go up. mRNA is Moderna, so I mean that's the company that makes vaccines. So you can kind of already vet that they're going to be making quite a bit of money. Another one that I would look into potentially, and this is not financial advice, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor. Um, it would be HOOD for Robinhood. Robinhood is just going crazy. Started to go crazy yesterday, going back up. It is still relatively new, so it hasn't really had all the peaks that it's going to have. 48.59 was kind of its high so far of the entire life of the stock. But in the pre-market, it's already up $7.40 to start the day at $54 like 20 cents. You got to understand also Robinhood is a trading platform, so there may be incentives. There may be incentives to buy Robinhood based on that. Robinhood also does have a lot of financial institutions that are backing it. So that whole GameStop scandal thing that came out with the trading and they lock trading, I guarantee you they're not going to lock trading if their stock starts to fluctuate quite a bit. So um, you know, I think Robinhood kind of has an advantage on that end, but they are definitely shooting up today pretty fast, up $7.50 in the pre-market. So that would be one I would say definitely look at as well. Um, Next up, we have Lee Auto. We have $35.43. And if those do work out for you, let me know on the stream. Just be like, hey, those are definitely some good plays, but I think Robinhood would definitely try to get. I think now after it's IPO'd, those people who were able to take advantage, those hedge funds, you know, that were on the side of Robinhood, I think they're going to start pouring money into Robinhood because they have the power to do so. They're hedge funds, but I think they were waiting for this initial drop from IPOs. Usually IPOs drop, but this one rallying pretty significantly. For me, I think a realistic price for Robinhood may be around the $70 range, depending on how this continues to go. Now, there's not really much data around this. Like, I don't really have a moving average 10 or 50 or 100 to base this off of. But the fact that it's already up $7.70 in the pre-market, I think $70 is an okay value. I think it's not quite double its IPO value, but it's almost there. I think doubling the IPO value would be, a place where people will look at to potentially take profits. A way to capitalize when it's already up in the pre-market. You really don't know where it's going to go in the pre-market. So like in the matter of us just talking or me just talking during this live stream, it's already been up plus 20 more cents. So you know, I would say in the pre-market things go up, pretty fast. Ways to capitalize in the pre-market are if some news is coming out about a stock, and it comes out in the pre-market. Sometimes they'll release press releases in the pre-market. If the company overall has a track record of potentially going up, that's one to do if you're just a long-term trader. It also depends on your time frame. If you're trying to buy today and sell today, then it may be, a lot more difficult for you to jump into a stock. But if you're trying to buy and hold for, a little while, it may be easier for you to, kind of set up a strategy to do so. When people try to, flip stocks, I guess you can say, they usually try to look at stocks that are like under $5, which are called penny stocks. For like the quick flips, they'll probably buy a couple shares here, see if those go, buy a couple shares here, see if they go. Um, Levels that I try to look for, so that's not really a good example, would probably be like this one for XELA. Look, like volume is usually high on this one. It's continued to go up. It's shown like a 2-day track record of continuing to go up. $3.30 is their high. I can see already in the pre-market that it's pretty close to hitting that $3.30 level. It's only 2 cents away. So for me, I would say, okay, yeah, I may be able to take advantage of this one. I'd always also zoom out to see, is this the highest this has been? Because usually when stocks hit their 52-week high, it's kind of like chaotic. So $3.30 you can see right here is kind of like a peak value, but if you go all the way back in the chart, you can see $5.45 is kind of like their high for a long time. So you kind of have room to grow with a name like this just because it's up to this 330 level. So 330 is kind of like their weekly high. That's kind of where they've gone. You can see multiple days they've started to have track record of going up. So then I would say, okay, $5.54. There's a gap right there. I could potentially make some money getting from 330 to 545. I think the problem a lot of people have is they'll try to, buy a stock at 330 and be like, this one's going to 100, and try to like, 30x their money. And I think that's kind of it happens. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen to a lot of people, but it's very rare. Also, reading press releases about things that are going on with the company can help as well. Because if you see a spike like one day, and then you read, "Hey, this company just came out with a new drug," maybe you were the first person to read it. The market always lags news when it comes out, so unless it's like a really popular stock. So like if Tesla releases something, this morning, most likely everybody's going to know about it and start, falling into it. But a stock that's like $3 or something, most likely if you read some news about it, everybody's not jumping into this one, or jumping into a stock that's like under $5 if, the news comes out in the pre-market. So just bear that in mind. Sorry, it's kind of long-winded, but that's kind of things that I look at for stocks. Go to another one here. We have ticker sign INFI. This is for Infinity Pharma. $3.13 is their high. We can see that they are bullish. Moving average hit above 50 and 100. They're up in the pre-market, so definitely gonna look to see if they can retest that 313 level. Next on here we have OTLK. They are bearish. Moving average 10. Well, they are bullish. Moving average 10 is still above 50 or 100, but it looks like they're bouncing off the moving average 50 line. A target price that I'll look at for them is around 257 and then 285. Next up, we have MINI. Hold on. MINM, which somebody suggested yesterday. They are still bearish, moving average 10 below 50 and 100, but they are up in the pre-market up 5 cents. So we'll have to see if they can retest this $2.90 level. So that's going to be a target for me. Next, we have ticker sign CEMI, which is starting a bullish upward trend. So that's looking nice in the pre-market. 378 was their week high, and they're already at 377 in the pre-market. So definitely moving fast on this one. Early morning mover, and like I said with the other one, $7.34 is kind of their peak value. So you have some room to potentially run on this one. I would still go look at some articles on this one. They did have a lot of volume surrounding this one, so this may be a repeat increase on this one because yesterday they were on like the top charts of volume spikes. So people may be jumping into this one in the early morning. This one, someone suggested. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what they did, but I did see that they got a new CEO. So that may be a reason for this to spike. This is not available on Robinhood, but it is available on Webull. So just bear that in mind. If you're trading on Robinhood, this stock's not on there. But they did get a new CEO, so definitely keep a close eye on this one, especially considering it's only 9 cents. On here we have Chickasaw VXRT. They are bearish in the pre-market, and then up $8.75 is a high for them. And then we're gonna look to see if they can retest that. Let me see the highlights on some of these. Next is UAA. They are up in the pre-market, up 56 cents. They just had an earnings, and their earnings was very good. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the ticker sign UAA. They're also starting off a new week high at this $23.26 level. Next up, we have ticker sign FULT. They are bullish. They will have to go retest this 0.0016 level, but still positive in the pre-market at 0.0014. Next up, we have ME for 23andMe. They are bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. They will have to go retest $8.85. So that's a target price that I have for ticker sign ME. But in the pre-market, they're at 872. Um, and go look at auto. They are bullish, moving average 10 above 50 100. $3.81 is the target price that I have for them. But in the pre-market, they're down 20 cents to start at $3.26. So a little bit of bearish downward momentum going on for them. And then lastly, going to go over the last one on here, which is SNOW. This is for Snowflake Incorporated. They had a really big IPO. I think it was like a year ago. $285.84 is their high. That's going to be a target price for them. They are very bullish at the current moment, though. 283 is where they currently are at, down $1.58. Um, they may be potentially falling even more because it seems to be a 52-week, or what I say, a 52-week high level for them. So there may be a better entry point than 283. They may continue to fall down even more. So I would look around 272, which is the moving average 50 for a potential entry point on this one. So that's the watch list. Make sure you guys go double check that. It's the same stocks that I had from stream last night. Good luck to everybody out there trading. And I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like the video, share the video.